And, you know, the big thing that's screaming out for me here, knowing Rookie as a player, Rookie is here game one. I mean, this is IG and Rookies in particular making a statement saying, I'm coming out with my best champion in a matchup I like.
Good for his team. He's been a real just standout performer, I think, for them. In that he's been solid. When the rest of IG, they've had some real ups and some real downs. That's usually what we talk about for the Shy. No, he's been pretty consistent for them this split.
Blocks your caster curse, game number
He's
1
alright.
here. There's the equalizer down. He's going to have to burn the flash, and Shadow's going to follow. Use that unbreakable.
Dodge.
One more full stack Q. Could it find the kill? No. The turret ramping up. Will trade it out. So the Shy back to his weak side glory. Trades 1-for-1 on our first gank of the game.
To see it for IG, and they're going to be very happy with the way that one works out. Yes, you give over a kill to the Rumble. Not ideal to give that one over, but he doesn't get to push that advantage at all because he dies. Doesn't even have to teleport back into the lane or anything for sheer. So
try and make these grubs a reality, and for now, they're burning through them. Shadow's going to smite away the first one. Jue needs to be careful on the top side of the pit. He's able to hop away from JJ. 2 grubs down. Are IG going to try and find a response here? They're collapsing all around FPX as they secure all 3 grubs. Fight's going to kick off. There's a great Fates call to get Mako out. Crescent Guard down from JJ. All the damage is being blocked off by JJ, and he can just single out the frontline targets. Beautiful use of the Sinzao ultimate. Rookie flying in. Going to try and Shreem and shuffle care. It does fall short. But just as we expected, FPX's 3 grub take comes at a cost.
Team are very good at losing their heads and not being able to pull themselves back from series that start going wrong.
I will say though, Boxer, for a team that we highlight so much about with team fighting, I think IG are working on great timers across the map. He doesn't do any damage, he eats all of the damage, and there's that global pressure ultimate off the board again for virtually nothing. And oh boy, JJ, he catches onto Jue with the wind becomes lighting over the wall. Maybe JJ goes a bit too far forward. He's going to pop the Crescent Guard, but Gala can't get close with that Callista to find the trade. And just when we're praising IG, a critical mistake from their jungler to gift a kill back over to Awesome. And oh boy,
now
here we go. There's
the
other global ultimate. The knockup from Jue still lands despite the flash from Gala. Flash forward for Awesome. Picks up that kill. Hostile takeover is going to likely only save Mako. But I'm surprised to see IG give up so much control of this river. The Herald spotted being taken about 4.5k health, and JJ's going to blast Cone over. We'll see who wins the smite fight. Somehow it actually ends up being Awesome who picks it up. Can somebody get onto the eye because the fight is kicking off? Fate's call. Can make sure the Blade Caller keeps Gala safe, and in comes the Shy to get a huge taunt. Awesome's down first. Hostile takeover going to hit Sheer and Shadow as they try to dive towards the black line, but Rookie is firing along with the Sand Soldiers. Make sure Sheer goes down first, and the Shy standing tall like a golden statue. Gonna set up another big knockup, but play Protector so well. FPX, they get the Herald, but nobody gets the eye. Oh, I now see Care does, but it comes at a cost, Bloxer.
Clarity of that fight.
The Herald value already coming up here as that mid lane tier 1 turret was pretty low, thanks to the grubs and the void touch value. So FPX, the first ones to break open the map on their own. They're gonna try and use that to stop that dragon stacking that started very early on. Moutsel as well here, Bloxer, up for the cards. Remember, we have a rend advantage for Gala. Rend smite should always never force a 50-50, so this dragon should be theirs unless anything goes awry. But JJ's going to look for a pick as they found Care on the front line. Beautiful knockup into the taunt combination. The Shy holding strong on the front side, taking so much damage. He'll finally fall, but how much space does that buy? This is Zero and Callista. Huge Blade Caller out of Awesome, but Gala is firing forward, flashing after both. Jue hits the Q over the wall. Gala going crazy, and Rookie backing up in the AP department. IG team fighting like we wanted brings home an awesome dragon fight.
That's going to be the sole point, as you pointed out, for IG. They just team fight better than FPX. It's in these skirmishes and these big team fights where IG really start to shine. Rookie right here, 3-0-3, just a gnash's tooth at the moment, and still, he is wrecking people. But like you said, whoever you catch on to first, twice, because they've got the bailout from Mako as well. The Shy is super tanky. JJ's got the Crescent Guard, so those two can just absorb so much pressure and so much time.
Fighting.
Yeah.
When do they show patience and respect towards their opponents? Because FPX were able to really make this series close despite the 0-2 last time round, but JJ is looking to just try and eliminate Awesome off the bat, who pops both the Feather Storm and the Flash to get back up, but the Fate's Call Mako goes forward, hits the hostile, taking runs to the ground, both bottom laners, boom goes the Dynamite, and downfall FPX, the bottom lane sinking through perfectly with JJ. That's the pedigree coming alive for this IG super team. 2 fights in an Onicon, they are rolling in game 1.
This is what IG is saying, right? Hey, we don't need patience in this situation. We can just go in. And I love that JJ is consistently using the Xin Zhao as a Lee Sin, finding those insect moments to bop people back and just get into the backline quickly enough. As long as you could slow somebody up, that's going to be enough time for the rest of your teammates to...
That upset some, higher level teams. We've seen some Errand, Grand Starfalls, and these guys just really haven't been put in a position to ever try and kick off a fight in FPX's terms.
It's exactly that. The Grand Starfalls aren't happening, and the reason for that is that Mako says no. Position does. They just haven't been able to find it. And now you're going to be trying for another one.
Grand Starfall, Shadow wants to start a fight. This is what FPX like to do, but IG perfectly back themselves out to safety. JJ, though, on the top side of the fight, is going to get jumped on the Crescent Guard. He's trying to buy time. He's got 4 members jumping onto him. So JJ's down first, but they're going to trade out Sheer, a Care on the front side, and the hostile taker is going to hold the rest of FPX at bay. The Shy, with the Hero's Entrance, can join in soon. Fate's Call, but Gala gets caught with a huge knock. Look at the Shuriman shuffle from Rookie. He throws all of them up to the air, and the rest of IG slams them down with the snap of a finger. Just like that, everybody on FPX is aced back to the fountain.
Well, they managed to get the pickup onto JJ. It just does not matter. They don't need their jungler right now, do IG. They can team fight so effectively between the rest of them. You would expect brilliant team fighting. Now you've got a mountain shield to get through as well for FPX. This game is rapidly running away from them.
This game might just be over already. The gold lead is monstrous. You talked about the Mountain Soul, and Rookie is just playing ever so confident. Shadow has to flash back, but he still gets caught by guess who? Mako's handshake. Dwayne gets Brunton trying to go with the quickness. Another beautiful stun. Nothing going right for XPX. They're 2 engaged tools. The fire to light, the match that lights the fire that is FPX.
On the Baron push when it comes through. In this game, it's as good as done. We'll see if IG are going to be able to close this one out. We talked about it during the pre-show, right? We didn't think FPX had the juice to be able to pull themselves back into games. Mako missed one of these handshakes, so somebody flashes away from it, and it wasn't even good.
Awesome.
He's dead too,
Not a wave you're allowed to even try and touch. He burns Cleanse, he burns the Blade Collar, everything. JJ still hunts him down. Grand Starfall, just a bit too late. And Shadow once again is denied by Mako. This time not a handshake, a hostile takeover. And that is an apt description of what Game 1 has been in the eyes of FPX.
This is an IG who does not want to go out in round 1 of the playoffs, doesn't want to be a loser's bracket exit right here. Not this early on for certain. They're going to dismantle FPX here in game number 1, taking their base to pieces at this point as well. Unlikely that they're going to be able to push to end this one right here, but you can see completely winless when it came to the playoffs. But you can see it right here. They're looking so good, potentially looking for another fight.
Way's pretty slippery, so he's going to dash back, but pressing guard, make sure Jay doesn't take any damage whatsoever. And the range of these Sand Soldiers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It makes it so hard to even try and contest these Baron waves.
You can't step up, right? This cannon minion is chilling right now, because the second that you do, you take a ton of damage off of Gala and Rookie. Or you get yourself handshook straight into the front line, and all of a sudden you're just going to die. This tower in the mid lane going to fall. There's going to be a super minion wave pouring it through the top lane already, and the Shy is guiding a wave in the bottom as well. This is brilliant. This is the sort of 3-wave map play that I haven't seen a lot of teams really pull out. I love the macro right here from IG. They want to end this one out cleanly.
Brilliance here from IG. They're not only just getting done with team fighting, they're playing the map better. They are just much better than FPX in game 1. Shadow's going to try and set up a flank here to get on top of Gala. But nobody else in FPX can even get close because, again, Rookie Sand Soldiers is holding all of FPX at bay and might just take names and lives down as well. Also going to get a huge Blade Karma. There is Rookie once again. It's a highlight reel on the Azir. You want to play a devastating Shuriman champion, you play like Rookie, and it's going to bring IG home a dominating Game 1 win to start off our series. But like you called out, luckily there is a lot of damage in other aspects of this FPX comp. It's just kind of a rough team fight. It really has to be skirmish based and, you know, multiple fronts, because IG can dictate so much of these fights' tempos, range all of IG's comp much further down the line.
Alright, then we're finally having a look up into the top lane because, as we said, right, this is one of those things that the Shy brings to the table, is being able to play things that people don't usually. Your top lane is going to be on that line. JJ, he's getting collapsed upon here.
Yep, this is the Jue Shadow link up. They force all these plays together, fights away the Gromp, and the Dredge line hits onto JJ. Mako's trying to block with the Unbreakable Shield, but his soul will be broken despite the flash. Shadow getting first blood. I love that. He sits mid just to steal a little bit of XP. Topside, though, we're playing Ultimate Chicken first here. Sheer's going to drop the needlework, and they're chasing down JJ. Shadow trying to use that ult advantage, and Jue is going to hit another big hook on top of Gallo. Seismic Shove's going to hit onto 2. JJ and Mako trying to hold on the front line, but Rookie is trying to go after Care. Fight split on so many different fronts here, but Care's getting pushed into the enemy turret. JJ tries to fly out to assassinate Awesome, but he gets out. Care could be the trade. Seismic Shove was perfectly timed. Care's able to slip out. Gala gets onto Awesome, gonna flash forward, find himself a second. Somehow Rookie is surviving and thriving, and now it's all on supportal combat to bring home these kills. The barrier, the Enscond of Duck is just better. IG are just better, and just like that, they find 5 kills all across the map. Oh my god, he literally just runs away.
He walks away.
All right, picture, we're going back. Gala is now caught, and the Dawning Shadow brings the light back towards FPX. The dichotomy of the IG bottom lane in the last minute really singing through again for a second game in a row.
Now they're potentially going to look for a dive right here onto the side. Does have the Between Worlds, right? So he's got something to try play around, but
Alright, use the first Dredge line, Seismic Shove, easy CC combo. He's going to use the Invis. Teleport's coming across for the Shy. It's just too many people to deal with. The turret doesn't do enough damage, and
the biggest thing is FPX finding a bunch of kills for themselves, finding themselves a ton of grubs as well. They're able to grab the first one, see if they're going to grab a second one as well. Should be nice and easy without any members from IG around. And so I feel like 9.5 minutes into this game, we need to step back and take stock of things, because this is one of the craziest early games we've seen in a while.
Rookie once again, 2 in Deathless, a couple kills out of the game, so he holds pretty big gold advantages.
Right now, as much as there's been craziness, we have to reiterate, right, gold, dead even.
Maybe it's IG's turn to go for a dive here on the Sheer, but Shadow in the right spot. Needlework going to come down here. Using the Halibut so well, and JJ immediately has to bail out of the dive, but Shadow flies in first, gets the reset. The pack, the Hound is out and about. Shadow with a double kill, looking to carry FPX just like he did all Group Ascend long.
But still, once you give it a couple of kills, it can really take over a game.
Wow, we are really just cutting off all resources for JJ.
JJ!
This is not your jungle, JJ. Oh my lord, he's just thrown in the bouncy house and back to the fountain with you. He's stalled out in neutral right now because JJ is not in a position to really set up for any of these plays. The Shy going to TP topside here. It's actually going to collapse on FPX. So we'll try and make the roam up towards Rookie. They're just going to go out, all out for Jue. Drops the Dredge line. Here's the Between Worlds, but there's Shadow flying in. Has the Dawning Shadow, his namesake, behind him. And IG are starting to scramble. They're fighting without Gala, but with the ceases is through. Awesome's first to go down, and now Gala arrives to the party. And with all the Braum concussive blows stacking up, JJ and Gala bring it home, just like IG always do, through the team fight.
In like that, and the second they're not able to finish that kill off onto Mako, the entire fight just collapses apart immediately. Don't have Care in the area either, and that's going to be a lot of your damage, a lot of your CC as well.
Ooh, the limit testing goat of the LPL. Gala is definitely pressing the issue, but yeah, I mean, everything about that fight screamed a win for FPX. Gala is barrier baiting, but Care says no, no, no. Flashing under the turret, gets the first Q through. And
it's the Seismic Shoves and the Unraveled Earths that are more important. Stopping dashes from coming through, well, there's a ton of dashes on IG. And being able to just punt people back, and then that's a big, messy team fight. It's really hard to dodge away from that Seismic Shove. It's used really effectively as well to just reposition your way through as the Shy, and he's dealing mad amounts of damage on the back end of this, hunted by JJ, but he does have Care and Shadow in the wings.
Care and Shadow, they think they're setting up for a Shy dive. Here's the Weaver's Wall down. JJ, you gotta pop out here and help your top laner at some point, but through the invisibility, the Shy still gets hit with the Weaver's Wall. Between Worlds, though, the Shy gets out. Rookie TP's in, but I spoke too soon. Shadow flies through under the turret, not a care in the world. Down goes the Shy. Rookie TP's in, is like, why are all FPX up here? I can't do anything but cut the wave down. IG scrambling to try and clean this thing up.
And this is where FPX are better. Straight up 5v5 team fights, IG know how to play these ones out. The advantage during this early to mid game.
Gotta be careful with these rushes though. It's gonna face check. Good eviscerate from Shadow. Dodges the first knockup, but there's the hijack depth charge. JJ's gonna come across. Blast Cone to get Shadow to safety, but on the front side of this fight, the Coling doing a ton of work. JJ somehow dashes away from Shadow, but he hunts him through across one wall, dashes across the second to go after Mako. Shadow is just churning and burning through all of IG right now to the tune of a triple kill, trying to hunt down Gala. The pack has been unleashed once more, and it's a quadra kill for the superstar FPX jungler.
FPX were going to be able to win themselves a game in this one. We weren't super sold on the draft, but so far FPX have just been clean on this one. And that team fight goes wrong at the point at which you jump straight over the wall right here. You could play around your jungler early on, but the lanes weren't really winning lanes all the way through. You know, topside still going to be a big advantage right here for the Shy. But they were able to find these skirmishes. They've been able to use the fact that you've got heavy roaming and quick roaming potential out of this Talia Neferi combo to great effect so far. But they have to close it out. They have to show that that's something they are able to do. So far, so good, picking themselves up objectives, finding themselves these towers, extending this gold lead out even further. Now they're going to be sat at about 5k gold leads. Well, to fight this one as FPX, because they've got these 3 items coming through on a couple of these key carries, specifically Shadow. He's so strong.
Alright, here we go though. JJ looking for a play on the weak side of the map. Rookie gonna get the lockdown, dawning Shadow, the needlework healing. Rookie's gonna have to wait on his W to go back in to help JJ, and luckily the cooldown comes up in time. No went outplay, but that unlocks Shadow to dive under the Tier 2 turret after the Shy. Glacial Fissure gonna come across though from Mako, and they get the Braum stun with the invisibility. The Shy is able to squeak on out, and with no more wave, Tier 2 turret survives another couple of seconds, and that buys time for Gala in this mid lane. IG playing the map a bit better right now, despite being on the deficit.
Significantly better. This is what we were talking about in game number 1, where IG actually were able to show some really good macro play, and that was why they were able to transition their early lead into a late game win. Make
up your mind here, IG. Do you really want to die for this Tier 2 turret? Because these seismic shoves are starting to really hurt. Coming across from Karen, Drenchlight gonna land, gonna get onto JJ. He has to flash Vault Breaker all the way back. Here comes Weaver's Well from Karen, gonna get closer for another big seismic shove to find JJ into the Drenchlight. What a beautiful combination. The Shy way too low to get anywhere near this fight. And with Gala's low range, there's nothing for IG to do but watch their base be broken open.
Yeah, apparently FPX don't even need to go get the Baron to be able to crack open the base for IG. They're going to be able to pick up this top lane tier 3 tower. The wave gets shoved through on the mid lane as well. Now,
should.
But will they?
Yeah, like should be comfortable giving this up because it's just so point. Dwayne gonna find a Dredgeline, but Gala comes over the wall. They're going after Caraval targets with the cease and desist, but Kara's taking 0 damage. JJ takes all of the brunt. Shadow gets the first reset. Rookie goes into the stasis. Look off to the Shy. With that between worlds, is he gonna use it? No, because he watches his mid laner get eviscerated by Shadow once more. Between worlds, but there's no world where the Shy escapes here with his life. Shadow with a double. He's got the triple, going for it all. Gala's flash. Shadow wants the penta, diving under the turret, but that's a bit too ambitious. Still, yet again, FPX winning another big fight, and the Dragon will finally be their prize.
As well, so the healing going to come through over time. Massive for these more extended poke battles that we've been seeing between these two teams. The tower in the bot lane also going to fall, and FPX, as much as they had a moment, a little wobble during the mid game, they've been able to claw that one back. And that's a straight up 5v5 team fight that they're able to win. We don't see IG lose too many of those. You know that they can go start this one up. JJ's in the bottom side of the map, right? He's gonna now turn around and head towards the Baron. I think this one's just gone though. They've conceded this one over. It's gonna be about the base defense now for IG, unless they want this series at 1-for-1.
We saw these two teams clash last time. FPX were able to take Barons, take huge leads in the early game, but not close out.
But it's all pretty short-ranged as well, so once you get these Baron-empowered cannon minions coming up, it's going to be pretty tricky, actually, for the members of IG to be able to take them down. This mid-lane inhibitor tower is very soon to fall, not long for this world at all.
Oh, and Jway, he wants to go for it all now.
Oh, no.
Beautiful setup again. Care and Jway with this Talia Nautilus combination is precisely deadly. You lose the Braum. Weaver's Wall going to section off IG on 2 sides of the coin. Between worlds used to clear out the wave. So FPX won't be able to assault onto the Nexus turrets for now, but the Coling gobbled up by Jway like breakfast. That big damage ultimate off the board here, but awesome. Maybe caught too far forward. The reset timers were not synced up there. Care goes for his recall. Awesome goes down. Opening for IG, but Rookie's abscondum duck gets him caught in front of 4 members of FPX. The stasis will not save him through the needlework. And now Shadow is unleashed once more. Gala trying to pump out the damage, but Shadow is just standing tall, has the eviscerate, goes untargetable, and takes JJ down with him. It's a 3 for 3 left up on the map, so IG costs them hell of a lot, but they're able to still stand up tall.
Is this one out, and they're in an even series right here with IG in the playoffs.
And they don't even have to go after another base assault by this point. You've got Ocean Soul afforded to you by right at this point at 30 seconds. If they want to take that one, but instead they're looking to still dole out so much damage. The Shy having to flash back into his own base, and now on the second try, bot lane opened up wide. Inhibitor down as well, to the cost of Sheer's needlework, and with 2 lanes of super minions. Love this resolve from FPX. They know the bigger prize is downriver.
Exactly, you can get yourself this mid lane pushing through. Oh, Dre just goes in. Hang on. Mako.
No, it's the same combo. Dredgeline and seismic shove. But this time, Mako's tanky enough until Shadow flies over the wall. He is sectioned off the rest of his team, but Rookie hits another beautiful Dredgeline from Dway. Goes into the stasis. JJ's JA is pumped. Gala is being hounded by the pack once more. No Ocean Soul needed. What a response for FPX through their crown jewel. Shadow with a 17-kill performance on the Nefiri is going to even up our elimination match 1 apiece.
And look at the faces right here. Look at the members of FPX. Big smiles on everybody. They are happy about this one. Flashing the FPX logos as well. And they're going to be able to take this one down. IG falling to FPX here during the playoffs.
There wasn't really going to be a world where Awesome gets a nice bullet time off anyways, so why not just index into the range your solo lanes are going to bring you in this matchup. Going to need one of those big AD damage dealers for FPX to really ever want to take down this dragon, so the sheer reset, and oh my god, yeah, Kara's just constantly being ganked to the mid lane, but he's sidestepped all these charms, gets the graviton well down, and that's Mako thrown under the turret. JJ's going to find first blood, and luckily the turret doesn't do too much damage for now, but Dway is going to hunt him, flashes across, doesn't have the E-stun prepared, the blast code easily cut off by Sheer. Great use of the range form, and JJ is going to pay the Pied Piper 1 for 1.
The thing is, you have to go that aggressive right here as IG, otherwise you've spent so much. It's small margins like that that really can matter at this level.
And a bigger margin here for FPX is for this range-based comp to work, playing back and just trying to poke down your opponent. You need to get one of these solo lanes ahead. And Sheer is in prime position by this point. Already have about 500 gold with that 1 kill, cruising on this Jace.
JJ gonna start up these grubs. Nice and easily. Shadow is in the area, doesn't have a blast cone to get over the wall, so he's not going to be able to rotate around to this one very quickly. And with the push happening in the top side for Rookie as well, I think there's just no way you can play this as FPX.
Neither top laner has teleport, so that won't be able to set up any TP flanks. And Gala dumping a ton of damage into Awesome. That will secure the 3 grubs. So a pretty, like you called, tame trade comes across.
Yeah, once you can get yourself into those... Hang on, wait
Rookie! Oh my god!
What? Oh boy.
We're just disrespecting Care over and over again, and this time it really stings IG. Where's that ever a dive angle?
If he wants to join, he is now going to join in onto this one.
This is a 4v5 though. Sheer is resetting. FPX, you could just give this dragon, but instead, here comes the dangerous grass forward. Can they get Shadow in for the steal? The bullet time's going in onto Mako. Keeper's verdict. He's going to bump out the Alistair. Dragon has been claimed. Mako will fall.
That's so unfortunate right there. Hang on, Mako, he attempts to step up in this situation. Is going to have to walk away.
Just covering. Oh my god, a lot of damage though out of Rookie. Shadow's pretty... not that tanky by this point, and there's the Cyclone. There's JJ having the impact of the Wukong. Took 14 minutes, but even staring up at Goliath. And every missed swing is going to sting just a bit extra. Next bout could be coming towards this Rift Herald that IG have complete ideas being taken. FPX are a little unsure if they want to just churn and burn or try and set up for fight angles. Remember, they have a ton of range, and the bullet time they can always lean on is Gala's going to arcane shift forward. Jue gets canceled by the steadfast presence, so Gala stays safe. And JJ flies in, steals away the Rift Arrow. Can anybody get on top of the eye? Because the bullet time is forcing nobody forward, but the Ornhorn from the Shy hits onto Awesome, knocks him out of his bullet time, and now the Ahri can fling through for Rookie. Gala once again flashing forward his staple play to take down Shadow. Here's the IG team fight. They've sprung back into control after a Game 2 loss.
And there's going to be a decent push onto the top lane as well. Exactly what you want with those 2-3 grubs even. These towers are going to fall very quickly. Huge swing in gold happens right here. 2,000. Lane to buy a bit of space right here for IG as they will peel off to go pick themselves up this Drake. Completely uncontested right here. That's going to be a second Drake into the back pockets of the IG members. And they're going to be very happy with this one. Wow, the Herald even still got a charge off. I'm surprised that they didn't stop that one.
It was just a great read. Classic one, right, to set up that dragon, but they clear out the wave first. Do like this rotation from FPX, knowing they're going to have to give up a lot on that bot side, so they teleport their mid laner up towards the top side. Care helps, knocks down. We start falling into that same lull we saw from Game 1. Once IG break open that first fight, they never look back, and FPX are kind of scrambling to pick up the pieces. Far ahead on the 2 items, just doesn't matter into this guy on the tank Ornn.
It is a tower, though. You do manage to turn it around into tower. Will be tower top lane for IG and bot lane for FPX. And this is what keeps happening, right? The trades constantly across the entire map. In a lot of the skirmishing we saw bot lane, we are going to have the Atakan down on the bottom side of the map right now. So that is potentially going to be a similar sort of time when you're looking to play around this one. Going to be started up right here by IG. You can see FPX scrambling to get back down here, but it's already about half health.
And again, it's a comp that is not safe walking into these spots.
Yeah.
There's so many brushes that anybody can pop out from. Rookie's going to hit the charm on a Shadow. Keeper's Verdict from Mako is going to boot out the Maokai. There was no chance to even trade this Atakan. And now Rookie's looking for a fight angle. Gets the charm onto Awesome. Going to immediately pop the cleanse, but Kara's the next target. Beautiful, steadfast presence. The lockdown comes across, and the bullet time just doesn't have enough for the tank. And the Shy gets the 2-man bounce house onto both Shadow and Awesome. And guess who is left untouched the whole time? It's Gala, churning and burning through the damage. Triple kill over to JJ. IG supremacy once more in the fight. We'll do it by this point. They're starting to really, they're hemorrhaging all over the Rift by this point. They're going to do it again, trying to just force their way in without any of these critical ultimates. JJ is going to secure that dragon. Big True Shot Barrage comes across. None of this poke can land, so the dashes are starting to come through. There's the first cyclone from JJ. Gets the kill for Gala. Sheer's going to try to go all out to at least trade out the Ezreal, but even that falls flat. Everything falling to the wayside in the name of IG. Fight after fight, they play with full confidence, and this is what it blossoms into. A massive goal lead and potentially a series point coming their way.
We highlighted it, right, Slayer? We didn't think the FPX had it in them to be able to fight back from a deficit. Well, they've put themselves in a massive hole in this game. 5,000 gold the advantage for IG. They lost game number 1 in 29 minutes. Let's see if this one could potentially be faster as IG. They have a stranglehold on this game.
Gold lead balloons over 6,000.
Of this pickup, you can see they're going to head straight on towards the Baron. Sheer is in the bot side without a teleport, so this is at worst going to be a 4v5. FPX, you don't win this, but they feel like they have to. They're going to try for the steal. What can Shadow do? Can you do it?
Gets knocked up by the Shy. Can't even get the Nature's Grass down in time. Smite's going to come through, and Shadow did get pretty close, but it's another great Ornhorn from the Shy. 2 knocked up, and another clutch find from Mako. Bullet time canceled. Cyclone supremacy. IG rolling through FPX. Mad after that Game 2 loss where they had 0 control. Well, boy, are they controlling fight after fight and everything about this series. They've got Baron to tote as well. Jue and Sheer running for the hillside. It's time to start cracking open the base.
As well, and these towers going to fall very fast. The inhibitors likely soon to follow. 17 seconds until Care's back up. 15 seconds until Awesome's back up as well.
Not that tanky either by this regard.
Also,
with a second locket.
Yeah, they're trying to be tanky through pure shields right now.
I respect the player from Shadow who's just trying to make something come across, but again, Rookie is the hardest target to lock down. He's got Flash, he's got Spear Rush, he's just dipping and dodging at everything. He survives once more, and guess what? The rest of the crew is here to wrap up this fight, put a bow on this game. Cyclone comes down, Sheer, Jue, everyone crumbles. Another iron grip of a fight from IG, and that one might just be the one to do it. Sub 30 minutes, they've got the grubs, they've got the Baron. Time to dot the I's and cross the T's. IG on match point with everything on the line.
IG right here, they want themselves a date with Weibo. They want to be into the next round. They want to win their first playoff game of the entire year so far. Right here, right now, they're going to put themselves right on the brink of doing that. FPX, they never really got a foothold in this game, and IG send us to 2-1. Oh, yeah, I mean, if you can land that perfect set of knockups, I mean, there's a ton of knockups right here for that last breath to come through, so that's going to be a very exciting matchup in the next one. That's what IG are hoping to secure for themselves in this game.
Already walked too close to Shui, lands the E into the deadly flourish, gets the full combo down. Mako,
oh my!
It's awesome, flashing through for the crit shot Q, and just like that, Gall is down. So damage not going to be enough in that regard, and seems like any mid lane game
not again.
out, but Gala is once again getting jumped away, having instant impact with this set, and it does look like Gala crumbles alongside the Shy in the top side. It can really hit from a far distance. This is such a worrying start here for IG, and well, we know they only have one way to fight that one back out, but Dre is all about the smoke. Hex flashes into the pit. Drake's secured, but Jue gonna pop the W. JJ does get around it. Karen Shadow trying to turn and burn the damage, but Jue goes down first. Rookie's starting to get the big reset. Dashes into the last breath. Karen goes over the wall with the flash, but gets hit out of the rocket jump. We knew it was coming. IG only know how to scrap from behind, but boy, did they put the fist to FPX. 4 kills, just like that.
Right? Little dash from JJ to put himself behind. Hang on, picture.
Shy again.
Yeah.
So routine stop here for Shadow. So he will be grabbing his second kill of the game. But hold on, JJ's here actually with the Moonfall. Gonna trade out Shiri's trying to. The E heal will not come across, so both top laners actually die, and JJ doing a much better job matching Shadow's plays this time around. On top of that, I'm honestly a little bit surprised that they don't roam the Shy down for this, because with Beast, you have that extra threat on any of these neutrals, and also you can get a Feast stack here for the Shy.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it, all the pressure they had, they don't need to move the Shy over here. He can just keep rushing lanes in, and they might actually go for the dive onto Sheer. The Ghouls are trying to keep the wave up. They've got the Grubs, though. Does it take aggro? Place goes down, but there's the Moonfall, last breath combo! So awesome to see from JJ and Rookie. Sheer didn't have a chance in the world to survive that dive.
No, Shui was booking it up towards the top side of the map to try desperately to help out his top laner. Actually going to go for the solo right here. Yeah, Rookie gets pulled back in.
Exhaust is just enough. Shui.
Fights and skirmishes. I wonder, have FPX learnt their lesson? Are they just going to leave this one to go? Looks like the answer is going to be yes.
It still stinks though, right? Blocks, this is the first game of the entire series where one side has grabbed every neutral objective, the first 3. Monster Slaying is the peak secured. IG are going to have 3 grubs and dragon stacking on their side. And with that wombo from the Diana and Yasuo, Karen does even get a chance to try and flash dash out of this. No, it's just tons of damage right to the skull. Last breath, Moonfall, Magnet Storm, everything used, but Care still seeing black and white. Dropped by Shadow, Lilting Lullaby, great juggle. They're going to have Sheer step up with the Spade Heal, gets enough, and the Shy's not close enough to be able to try and put the Feast down, so a couple of pretty well executed dives on both sides, but again, those neutral early grabs for IG, making them the victors of the play.
Absolutely, and it's going to result in a decent little gold lead for them at 12 minutes into this game, about 2,000. We can have a look at where that's split right now. Shadow. He's really been able to have massive impact across the entirety of this game so far, but obviously you want to scale with this Lilia, and has been able to pick up kills in a few of the skirmishes.
Oh my, TP's top, picks the right brush. Sometimes it pays to be lucky.
That's right.
In this case, it pays in 300 gold shillings. Bottom line. Something we haven't talked about, Bloxer. How much of this gold lead is because of these plates?
Yeah.
I mean, IG are going to knock down 2 turrets full of plates, 14 minutes.
Now it looks like Shadow.
Oh my god, there it is. The trigger pulled. Moonfall, last breath. Doesn't kill off Shadow this time. Jouet able to use the face breaker to make sure Rookie can't go forward. Mikhails has to come out. Here's the range. Mikhails going to hop forward. Goomba stops with that rocket jump. The sleep comes across the buster shot. Down goes Rookie. Jouet with the huge W. Here comes FunPlus Phoenix. IG bit off way more than they could chew.
Really, you just have to keep being aggressive right here with this composition. We've said it time and time again, FPX really struggled to come back from a deficit. So far, they haven't fallen too far behind in this game, and now they're fighting their way into this one. Going to be able to pick up the Rift Herald and this top lane tower. And this is the thing, right? A ton of players going over to IG is pretty bad for FPX, but they do still have a bunch of champions that can really maul their way through towers. They just have to have the opportunity to get some alone time with them. The response, though, of course, to seeing some aggression onto top lane tower is going to be this third Drake of the game. This is Soul Point already at 16 minutes into the game.
This is a risk for FPX, yeah, giving up that soul so early to try and just accrue a bigger gold lead. Herald's going to crash into this top lane turret. The Shy not going to be able to guard it for long, thanks to Care and his damage breaking down those turrets.
To get aggressive onto this tower bottom lane, and again, this is what we're talking about, right, with the towers just kind of melting. This one, it may not fall, but you're still getting a good chunk of damage onto it in the face of multiple IG members.
FPX still standing tall here. Got Sheer running his way down, but there's the Moonfall flash just like that. Jouet doesn't get the W off to try and brunt all the damage, and Shadow is already chunked way too low to try and continue fighting. Rookie is dashing through the minion wave. He goes too far. Awesome crit shots him back home. Think twice about where you're dashing next time, Rookie. Okay. He can start off a fight with the blink of an eye. If he can dash in onto a priority target, well, it's a feast and the smite.
Shadow.
I don't know how Shadow even ever gets this dragon. Great stasis goes, Mango goes to the back.
Oh, he gets it! Oh!
Steals it! Shadow gets the Ocean Drake, but can Rookie find the fight off the back end with the last breath? No! Jouet takes him out of the pit, and Shadow
FPX!
the rest of IG to sleep just like that! Shadow's biggest steal of the split might have saved FPX in this series!
Oh, Gala just about going to be able to get away with that one. But it's a complete disaster of a fight right there for IG.
Boy, at this current juncture, just stretch the IG comp thin. Somebody has to answer this Yorick constantly. Right now, it's Rookie. There's no vision on this Opticon. Shadow will show that it's being taken, but IG, a spot where they've constantly just run in, throwing caution to the wind. They're not even going to get that fight, though. The two Marksmen burn through that Opticon with ease. Another big spot to accrue a bigger lead for FPX. Cost them a lot of gold. Midwave is pushing against them. The Shy is struggling to hold this Yorick at bay. Both top laners do have teleport. The FPX are going to walk their way into this river. Rookie waiting in that brush. He's not going to hit the first NATO. Takes a ton of damage. There's the Moonfall. There's the combo with the last breath. And this time, IG are better. Everyone put to sleep, though, as Shadow goes into stasis, steals the dragon, pops out, and ruins the party again for IG. The Shadow diff shows up for another game in the name of FunPlus Phoenix.
And yes, they make the wombo combo happen, but it just doesn't wreck in the same way you would be expecting. FPX, they put themselves with two Drakes, they pick themselves up a Baron, and they are poised to win this game number 4.
They're not only carrying in their own right, but they're floor raisers. They bring the rest of their squad up alongside them. I'm glad you pointed out how well Care and Awesome are doing alongside Shadow, but the job is not finished yet. The siege is on, and JJ is still looking for these angles, but Care survives this time. Jouet gets a huge W off, and Shadow is running amok under the turret. Magal is starting to free fly into him. Shadow may have went a bit too deep. Kill comes across. Current call down for Awesome.
Oh, the cut
these kills. The 4-shot hits nobody. The deadly flourish does find JJ, and Rookie is pinned in the play place. Sheer knocks him down. This time, FPX are getting it done even without their big bad Shadow.
Shadow goes a little bit too deep, but he buys space. He buys time for the remaining members. Hang on.
This TP's troll, though. Okay.
He gets the tower. Wait,
does he flash out of it?
Does he walk away?
He's trapped in the Shy. And remember, they have all the range. Look at Awesome and Care just step up and burn through all these health bars. There's the rocket jump reset. Do FPX go for the throat right here? They still have Baron. They still have a Maiden.
Push it.
20 seconds until JJ or Rookie respawn. Or FPX going to force the distance. Jouet's going to go for it. Gets the double hand face breaker. Boom. There it is. Q up Silver screams. FPX are not done yet.
Oh my lord, let's go FPX, sending us to a game number 5.
I mean, the only scaler is a Scion, but what brings a smile to my face is knowing that this still fits the archetype we talk about for FPX.
Fine, and having a ton of healing with that ulti up and running, that could be really big. Now,
Shadow is spotted by Pink Ward, taking this dragon. JJ runs everybody up. Flash forward, Frozen Tomb. Kara gets the lockdown onto JJ. The rest of FPX come rolling through. The Smiling Despair, though, does a ton to slow everybody up. And the all-in on the JJ does not find a kill. FPX are going to try and re-index into this dragon. Mako trying to be a bit annoying. No real ultimates are available here, but Shadow is very low. Gets away from the big Q from Quay. Lockdown going to come across, though, onto this Leona. Do IG really want to try and force this fight? There's no true engage tools. Gets a clean reset himself. He will be up probably 2 waves on his own.
He's in a very good, strong spot at the moment.
Oh!
And
I didn't think he had the damage, but the Shy solo bolo comes through in the biggest of games. He hasn't had one all series until now.
The next thing you want to play around, started up by IG, but they're not taking them down particularly quickly.
Spites away the first one. Shadow gonna ward hop his way over. Sheer covering. Shy gonna be late. He does have the World Ender available to him. And IG have loved to fight around these grubs, and they're gonna make their way back in. Try and contest for this 3rd grub, but Shadow is gonna take it. The 5-stack control of the river through the mid wave. And Sheer's gonna walk his way down. The Shy is gonna return to the wave with that TP advantage. So let's see if IG are gonna to break that sort of pacifist route they've taken to this game, or Dwayne's just going to force it. Gets the Zenith Blade onto Rookie, has the lock. Dwayne gets the adoration, stacks through it for Awesome. Pop Blossom comes through onto Mako, and he flashes his way out. Here comes the Shy with the World Ender. Giga Shy needs to be huge in this fight because they don't have their support. Shui goes down as well. Great trade first. Stuns are coming to lock through. But FPX, they don't want to push the issue too far. Awesome doesn't have any mana. And Care, without a Frozen Tomb, will not press the issue any further. Goes towards this dragon. IG are now going to start it off, but pick play onto the Shy, potentially manifesting. Shui and Shadow running their way through. The Shy does have flash. Does not have access to that World Ender. He's able to just walk his way out.
Because there's a lot of members of IG in the area, but this is also FPX going so far forward.
All right, the kick, Shadow holding it, Flash is trying to get the sweet spot, but the stun lock is beautiful.
Nice.
More adoration stacks cashed in for Awesome. 2-0 on the Draven.
The Draven is a real throwing down of the gauntlet right here. You are saying, hey, we believe in you. We think that you can be a big carry for us right here. And there's so much that has to go right to make a Draven a menace, but the fact that he's already got himself that Bloodthirster completed now cashes in a 2nd set of stacks. Like you said, we are Herald. Going to be started up right here by FPX. JJ is hanging on the edges. You can see multiple members around. Shy kind of split away from his team up towards the top side, looking to bully his way in.
Care has the snap engage the Frozen Tomb whenever he wants it. Shui has been leading the charge. Don't want a 50-50 hit. Shadow's not even going to mess around with it. He flashes to secure it. Herald's out. They use the Solar Flare to buffer the Shy. But Sheer does turn around this double onslaught. There's the Frozen Tomb. They got the lockdown onto the Shy. Can they stun lock it once again? Yes! Awesome gets the kill. The Aatrox is down. Sure, you get the Impale trade onto Sheer. Both top laners go down, but it's still FunPlus Phoenix with the advantage as they get out with the eye of the Herald. Ford and IG are making it a priority to start knocking down structures. They've got Gala up on the top side, spotted on the ward. Don't think they're going to dive Sheer here. I think they're just going to turn onto the turret first. So they're doing a bit of half. They're going for Sheer and for the turret. Gala is free hitting it. Turret's going to go down. Sheer's on top of onslaught is canceled. Impale. Everything committed to make sure this kill comes across. But yeah, this is so much to just kill off a Scion that is happy to gobble up all the pressure.
Exactly, you are indexing into killing a Scion.
Otacon FPX is using a lot of respect
here. They don't know he used it.
Oh, that's right. They have no idea the Impale's off the board. It's a game of chicken, and JJ's going to win it. He gets the Otacon. Care jumps in a bit too late, and IG are going to try and lean into their range. Rookie going to churn a lot of damage out, and boy, are FPX completely clueless, not to their fault.
Right now, and it doesn't come through. See the tower taking a good chunk of damage. In goes Shadow.
The wall off the kick. It's beautiful. Gala goes down without even being able to blink. FPX are going to try and push out the rest of this fight, but their health bars are very, very low. They go using the Pop Blossom. Shadow, can he get out? No, the Molten Fisher will find him. The turret, the only thing standing in the way with a shot. Who gets a massive sweet spot just like that? Giga Shine blows open the game.
Quadra kill right there for Rookie. He was able to just get all the damage down. Ulti's coming through, flying. And the fact that that works for IG, the fact that you mess up with your ulti right there for JJ, and they're going to be able to pick themselves up the Atakan, a quadra kill right here onto the Quay, and turn it around to pick up a Drake. The game gets blown wide open for IG. That fight's also so big for the Shy. That's exactly what we needed to see from him. Shui, getting caught right here.
Oh yeah, this time the Impale's up. JJ uses it on the Shui, pouring a ton of damage into the support. The Leona will go down. No World Ender even need to be expended by the Shy as he gets another sweet spot forward onto Sheer. Gala and Rookie going to set up shop towards this red buff. A huge flank that Shy spots out. That would have been a big pain point. But now Shadow's caught, and he's getting surrounded. The troops are hunting.
Oh no, Shadow.
The W hits for the Kaisa. There is the Pop Blossom. They lock down Shadow. Great find for Mako. The jungler down. IG going for the Baron.
Oh, this one, it should be over, right? It would take a miracle of a steal, maybe with a Whirling Death or something from Awesome, but it just feels like this one has run away from FPX a little bit. They tried their absolute best. They've given us a brilliant series here in the Split 2 playoffs.
It's like this, and not make mistakes. Not over-aggressive, try and find the hero play like we just saw from Shadow. It's the difference between
IG getting pushed to the absolute brink with this one. Gonna leave him with a lot of questions. Shui getting jumped right here. Don't know if you can save him. He is tanky.
Uses the solar flare. Sheer trying to hold the line, but boy, those sweet spots starting to hurt from the Shy, and the Impale drags Shui back under and back to the black and white screen.
Oh, so unfortunate. FPX just keep getting caught out. All of their map rotations are spotted out. I mean, there is warding all across the board right here for IG. They've got a brilliant idea of where everybody is at the moment. JJ gonna step on forwards, play a little bit of defense right here, keep his minions alive.
Constantly getting spotted after that amazing play on the bot side, and they're buying time for the Shy. Knocks down another tier 2 turret. More gold accrued by this Baron power play. About 4,000 of the IG gold lead found in this last minute 30. But now Shadow's going. He's going after Rookie this time, but the stasis is perfectly timed, and JJ swings in. Shadow didn't have a shot in the world to try for another insect kick. IG have the number of FPX right now, and they want to end this series here and now and claim their first playoff series win of 2025.
And they're going to be able to take the mid lane inhibitor. They're going to be able to push towards the top side as well. Take this tier 2 tower and just keep on pushing forwards. You can see why Shadow went for Rookie right there. He does so much damage on this way. That game 5 pickup once we're down in the bottom of the barrel of these champions. Well, right now the Hui looking brilliant and the stasis so big. Sheer trying desperately to defend his tower. Awesome too, but I just don't know that they're going to be able to.
Turret goes down, and my god, is Gala burning through Sheer's health bar. That is a Prairie Solar Flare from Jway that's a bit too late. Kara off to the side, again trying to set up these flanks, but they won't lose their last inhibitor for now.
Look at top side. They just lose that top lane tower to these super minions. I mean, FPX, they are getting run around the rift right now. This one feels almost as good as done. Like you said, IG, they just need to close this one out. Here's the last stand.
All right, Kara's going to flash, gets the Frozen Tomb onto Gala, but he has a GA. That's not the right target to go for. Instead, Shadow has a 1-1 with Rookie, but he hits the Clutch Fear. Shadow misses the Sonic Wave. Shadow is going to go down. Daylight has shown over all of FPX. They've lost their shadows. They've lost their will. They've lost their way. And IG have just a Nexus turret standing in the way of glory in a round 2 matchup with Weibo Gaming.
They're waiting for this wave to come in onto the bot lane. They're going to be able to pick up this inhibitor tower, and the inhibitor is sure to follow here. Super minions pouring in through the top side, through the mid. This has to be the last stand right here from FPX. 20 seconds still until Shadow is back up and available. Can you find that fight?
They're holding under this one Nexus turret, but they just don't have the damage unless Assume can get a huge shutdown into Rookie, but the double impale comes across from JJ. Down goes the front line. Assume has nobody left to protect him, but IG don't have a wave to go for the throat. Instead, they will take Infernal Soul, reload, and go for one final shot.
I mean, that's going to be 4 items here on Awesome. If he was ever going to be able to carry the game, it's going to have to be right here, right now. IG, they don't want to throw this one away. They really don't want to give away a bunch of huge shutdowns. They already lost the big shutdown onto Rookie. That's a massive injection of gold over to FPX. Instead, they're going to pick themselves up this Infernal Soul
Oh,
right
that's
here.
a good... Yeah,
He's hoping...
How long does he sit in this bush?
You're thinking, right? They take the Baron, and then they're going to push... Someone's going to push through the top side of the map. You've sent Assume to go be juicy bait. Unfortunately, nobody's going to fall for it, but at the same time, I feel like at this point, Shadow, you kind of just have to commit to this one. The other option was go try steal the Baron, and he didn't try for that. Baron Empowered Super Minion is going to be pouring in. Inhibitor does respawn, but that one is going to be taken straight back down again, and there's more to follow through the mid wave, through the bottom wave. This is FPX's last stand, possibly of the entirety of split number 2.
But Shadow is put up on a silver platter. You can't blame him. He has to do something to try and set his team up to carry, just like he did in the other 2 wins for FPX. But the writing is on the wall. 2 Nexus turrets, 4 members of FPX. The only thing standing in the way of their season crumbling. They use the Frozen Tomb, everything on the Gala, but again, he has the GA. He's fine going down because Rookie stands up tall. It may have taken all 5 games, but World's Championship pedigree is a different breed. And IG churn it, artist it, and win 5-game banger to end FPX's season.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.